California cold.
Yes.
It is
Last
pretty
weekend
cold.
was so beautiful, 65, 70. Today it's 50 and windy and rainy. But my loving son gives me a week's worth of bananas.
There's
I guess he
more.
intends for me to work here.
Pops likes the overripe bananas.
Yes, I
so
do.
Basically, when they get to the point where I can't stand them anymore, that's right when they're ready for him.
Yep.
Here's a funny thing for you.
All right.
I just noticed this yesterday. Our little weather station thing down there.
Yeah.
I came down here to look at it, and I noticed the one on the left was on, which is the outdoor one.
Okay.
That hasn't worked in like 7 years.
Right.
Because it's battery powered.
Wow.
The battery went dead on that thing like 7 years ago. I haven't touched it.
And revived it.
And it just lit up. I was like, what the heck?
It's all for electric vehicles still.
So, I don't know what happened there. Maybe somebody else in the neighborhood lit one of those things up and it's got a really long range. I don't know.
I don't either.
But hey, it works.
We'll take it.
Yep. So it's
57 in there, huh?
well, that says it's 57 outside.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure I trust that. It was 50 last time I looked. So that really doesn't look right. Maybe that's coming from the internet or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. Maybe that's coming from the internet, but whatever. So, ready to get to work?
I am. I'm looking at 2 weeks. We got to wrap it up. What do you think?
I think that's good. I don't see any reason why.
2.5 max. We're there.
So, we're going to put Pops to work today because he's just been doing a lot of supervising lately. So I'm almost done with the upholstery for the seat. So we need to get this ready. So we got to strip all this stuff down, get it painted. And we also have the rear license plate frame. We need to get this done so that I can get this thing fit up for the camera. Figure out how that's going to work. And then we've got to get, strictly have to get all that done, but I'd like to because we have to tuck all these wires back up in here, and I'd like to get all the wires run for the lights and the reverse camera and all that stuff, get all this hidden up in here so we don't have to take it apart ever again. But we shall see. Not a must, but it'd be nice to get that done. And then we're going back to the interior today. So we need to get this thing trimmed up so that it can fit up under there somehow. And we should be able to get the console mounted. On the shifter, I'm sorry, I forget who it was in the comments that mentioned the Sicky one. They got some angled ones. That might work, but I think it's a little too far back. So we have this one anyway, so we're just gonna try bending it. It doesn't need to come back that much. The question came up of how far. Let's see how close it comes to the stereo there. So it doesn't need to come back much to get it out of the way. Like an inch would be plenty. And I think that Sicky one will push it too far back. But we'll try that. There's no harm in doing that. So do that today, and we'll see. See how far we get. But we can't complete the console until I get the shifter boot made, because it's a little hard to get that piece up in there. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So we'll see how far we get today. But we're gonna put Pops to work here. Yeah.
I'm ready.
It's a lovely day today.
Beautiful day.
We might get some blue skies today.
Yeah,
We'll
that
see.
creek down there running away.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Our little seasonal creek is running. We've gotten about 23 inches of rain this year. That's a lot for us. There's a little creek down there. Sorry, no panning for gold, unfortunately. But, well, maybe. Let's try it someday. I still have the little plastic thing on there.
Does it?
There's a little bit of it left.
Yeah.
I tried to recreate that on the other side with the Plastidip, but it didn't really work very well, so that needs to come off. See?
Yeah, so.
Maybe a screwdriver or something to scrape
Yeah,
that off.
pretty tough. I'll get that.
Okay. Keep up the good work.
Of course.
All right, so this is, as I was saying to Pops, another first. Never used matte gas before, never tried to bend something like this. I don't know what's going to happen. So got this in the vise. Just going to use a wrench to try and bend it. So I assume heat it till it's cherry red. Yeah?
I guess so.
I don't even know what kind of steel this is.
Put a thick steel to get it right.
I wasn't doing anything yet.
I just put a thick steel.
It's starting to change color at least. I'm tempering it if nothing else. This may not be hot enough, we'll see.
The cover rod hold the anvil down where he doesn't, you know.
Hold it in one place long enough, it starts to turn red. It's just the threads, I think. I don't know if it's better to be closer or further.
I don't know, it's got the cold. I can't tell when the hot is pouring.
Right.
And you should, it's the two sides.
I was going to bend it towards me, but I think I'll bend it away from me. That'll be the hotter side. So it can expand instead of trying to compress it.
Right.
I want to make sure it's symmetrical so I can,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which way I bend it. I think it is. I still think it's only hot right on the surface though.
Good. Well, I guess that's high temperature in the decimal process, you know?
Oxygen.
Yeah, plenty of that around here.
I think that was
I don't know how
correct. I forget. I read about it once, but yeah, I don't remember now. I think it's oxygen. Give it a try.
If we need support in the anvil, then I've done so. Hey, not bad at all.
Unfortunately, this wrench isn't long enough to do what I need.
A little longer too.
Yeah. Well, I said I was planning on coming from the other direction. So.
I know.
Oh, it's already cooled off. All right, you want to find a smaller wrench?
Smaller or longer?
Smaller. In the drawer. Over there. That might work. Try that. that's enough. Just about like that. Yeah?
It should do it.
It's not exactly straight, but oh well.
I'll be shifting like this.
Yeah. Okay, we also have the front license plate holder here, which is kind of wonky, as we like to say. So I need to flatten this part out here, and then this whole front edge here, you can see, is crazy. So, since we have the torch out, give it a try. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but... That stuff is thick. We're going to take this to the floor here. There we go. I think that's perfect, actually. Let's see how much room we have here now. So it doesn't come back too far, doesn't go up too far. I like it. That'll work, at least for now. We can always change that later if we don't like it, but that should get us going now. I can make a shifter boot for that and go on. Okay, so this front license plate frame holder was a bit of a nightmare. I'm not entirely sure what shape this thing is supposed to have, but I'm sure this is not it. But the license plate kind of goes in there relatively smoothly now. It had a really big bow in it before, which I don't think was correct. So I think we sort of got it, but it doesn't really look great. But maybe someday we'll come back and play with this some more. But it's really heavy gauge metal, so it's super hard to move. Even with the torch, it really didn't want to go anywhere. But I think that's good enough for now. So the front and the back frames here, we're going to have to sandblast those. It's got this really heavy primer on it. It's super hard to get off, so we're not going to do that right now, I don't think. So we want to move back to the interior of the car and get something done today. Alright, so the next issue here is, we talked about before, this plastic trim piece is not going to fit up there with the air conditioner. So I'm going to make a template up in there that we can then figure out how much we have to trim this back. Alright, so the tape is where I think it's supposed to cut, so I cut it a little bit short. And I think that's going to be just about right. Interestingly enough, this side is shorter than the other side. The other side is about 4 inches longer to the firewall for some reason. So this one can't be quite as long as the other one. But, sorry, you can see it should tuck up pretty nice up in there, I think. So let me do one more cut and see how we end up. Well, we got it in there. Things moved around a little bit on me. The bottom looks good, but that cut right there, the vertical one, ended up being too short, but that's okay. That once I get that tape and stuff out of there, it'll just be all black and you won't be able to see anything. So I think that's good. So that all fits pretty nicely now. So now I just need to get all the wiring sorted out here. We should be able to get the console in. All right, so we are working on the wiring for the console now. So it had this big harness here that was all electrical taped together and completely disgusting. Got it apart. We tried alcohol, acetone, and ultimately it was brake clean that got all the goop off of there. So this guy is for the USB port in the back of the console. This is for the cigarette lighter. So I have wires in the car ready for that, so we'll get all this stuff in there and we can get that all connected. Cool. All right, so here's the wires I left for the cigarette lighter. And then the stereo has...
The whole box of stuff?
No.
Yeah?
No. Just hang on 1 second. Yeah, those two, that's right. USB-C female. Here's the pieces that go in the console. So I'm not bothering hooking up that aux port because nobody uses aux ports anymore. So we've got a USB-C to a mini USB to a USB-A. And cigarette lighter. There's the connector for that. I already have one of those. So this is all of this stuff. So this one, I have an adapter to go from USB-A to USB-C, so we'll put that there. And then I just got to splice in this guy to the orange lines there. All right, so here's our USB contraption here. So mini USB to USB-C, and we'll wrap it all up in heat shrink, and hopefully it'll all stay together. All right, I think we have everything all tucked up here. So we have the cigarette lighter here. Here's the USB port. Tucked all that stuff up under there. All the loose wires here. Install the TPMS receiver here. That's just double-sided tape, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So I think we've got pretty much all the wires tucked up out of the way that need to be tucked. I'm going to trim this back a little bit. This doesn't need to be this long. I think this is okay over here. And then we'll see if we can get everything in. So we have a special guest here, my mother, but she refuses to be on camera. So can you at least say hello?
You can show me.
Sure.
Sure.
Wow. Thank you. So do you have anything to say for this?
I just ready to roll. Can't wait.
It's looking
Street
good.
ready.
Yeah. So I just dropped one seat in there to see how it looks. But we're on the other side here. That looks pretty snazzy.
Ooh, that creek sounds so good. I can sleep like a baby with that.
Yeah, we're in good shape. So all we got to do is make a shifter boot for that. As we talked about before, maybe a little something to put in there, but seat belts look good. They're I really don't want to come out, but whatever. Hopefully that's a good sign. We just vacuumed up real quick, so that's pretty awesome. He can talk, it's fine. He talks all the time. I'm constantly telling him to be quiet. I'm filming over here. So.
Yeah, she tells me to be quiet all the time. You're not allowed to.
Yeah, so I'm not
Unless
alone.
we'll tell her to go home right now so I don't have to work anymore.
Yeah,
Yay!
I think we're done for the day. See if I can get the door to close.
Good job, son. Looking good.
Thank you. Ugh, that was a lot of work. Pop's trying to take pictures of his handiwork. All right, so that's going to do it. Catch everybody on the next one. Thanks for dropping by, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome.
Anything to say for yourself, Spuds?
I am truly happy.
Well, that's extreme close-up.
Yeah, way close up.
Sorry, go ahead.
The nostril hairs.
I tried to avoid them in HD, but
No, looking good. I said, we've been saying for 2-3 weeks. Ta-dum, ta-dum, and then 2 back. There's nothing socially done. We are done here.
yep.
And small stuff is going to be there, the license plate, that's painted and done.
Yeah.
I would say 2 more weekends. What do you think?
Yep. Should be. Let me show you the seat. This guy came out looking absolutely horrendous here. All lumpy, but whatever. So this is done now though, so it's ready to go. Just a couple more stitches to do, and then we're ready to put this guy together, and then the interior is done. Woohoo! All right, see you on the next one.